Welcome back. I'm here with Dean Robinson, local historian and author. Dean, thanks so much for joining me.
You're welcome, Peter. Good to be with
Dean,
you.
Thank you. You've authored well over 20 books, 23 books or so. The one that I want to really talk about is the 100th anniversary one with the Rotary Club. How did that start, I guess would be the question.
Actually, it started, I think, in 1992, and I was asked then by the Rotary Club to do a 70-year history of the club, and that was back in the days of Jack White and some of those people. And Jack was involved in getting me. I think Jack Hamilton may have played a role in it as well. And so we did that book, considerably smaller than the one we're talking about mostly today. At that time, all of the materials were in the basement of what used to be a church at the corner of Charles and Jones Street. I think it was Elgin Missionary Church. And so there was a little room down there, and I guess because the connection with I'm guessing it was the connection with the St. John Ambulance and Jack White, the Rotary Club was given a room to store all the materials. So Jack took me over there. He showed me the tour, which wasn't long because it wasn't a big room, and gave me the key and said, "Help yourself, come and go when you want." So that's how that happened. And I guess I was still around when you wanted the 100, and you know, I was happy to be asked to do it, and here we are.
And Dean, this is 18 months of research and writing, countless hours. Like in terms of research, how difficult was it to get? Because it's such a wealth and depth of research that needs to be done.
Well, all of the material, Peter, just to pick up on the answer to the last question, all the material eventually was moved to the archives, the Stratford Perth archives, just west of town. And so I found out about that, and I started to go out there and research, and I found out there were anywhere between 9 and 11 banker boxes of files, and it meant going through all of them. But I guess I was asked late in 2019. I was away for a bit, was forced to come home from an early holiday, and came home and went straight to the archives because I knew I wanted to get information. At that time, of course, the world was shutting down because of COVID, and I suspected it wouldn't be too long before the archives was affected by that as well. So I went out every day and gathered as much information as I could, and sure enough, on St. Patrick's Day 2020, the archives was closed, and it stayed closed for 5 months, and that's where all the club files were. So that made it difficult. I was able to use the material that I'd gathered. I was able to use the material that I'd used 30 years ago, you know, resurrected that, and then started doing a lot of emails to people. The archives might have been closed, the fawns might have been locked up and safe there. But as you know, as a Rotarian, Rotarians are on several committees, and they all have files, and some of the files are at home. So I did the phone thing, and I did the emails, and tried to get as much information as we could.
Dean, tell me just one highlight of the book, if there's one that you were particularly proud of and that was new to you as well.
Boy, I don't know. I get the overall theme of it certainly had to be the fellowship and the good times. There were some neat, funny stories. I revisited the piano project. I mean, what Rotary Club do you know that goes out and buys a grand piano and makes it a project? And then there was a pageant in 1924 down on the near where the band shell is now on the river, and just some incredible. The starting of the hospice. I'm not sure Stratford would have a hospice now had it not been for Rotary's involvement. And then you go to the Rotary Complex, and you go to just the respite house. So each of these are really a story unto themselves, and this is a Stratford history book, but it's told through the eyes of the Rotary Club, or through the vehicle in the book is the Rotary Club. And because you guys have been involved in so much, it's a pretty comprehensive involvement, and it covers 100 years. So I think the scope of it was sort of refreshing. I must have gotten a taste of it way back when, certainly this made it even more. It affected me even more. Just the amount of work and the amount of effort, and out of it all, I came to understand that without service clubs, this community and a lot of other communities wouldn't be as well off as they are.
Well, Dean, thank you very much for putting that history to paper. Literally hundreds, if not thousands of hours of work. Thank you for this excellent document. Really, really appreciate your efforts in that.
Thank you, Peter.
Coming up next, we're going to talk to Mark Fewer from Stratford Summer Music.